Welcome to the WIHS Journal. On today's broadcast, we'll be learning about the group Unspoken. You heard all their music on the radio. They've been featured worldwide, and they're coming here to Connecticut at the Union Church in Rockville, October 1st. Today in the broadcast, I'll be talking to the lead band director, Chad Matson, about his testimony and the music. Stay tuned.
When I'm at my end, tears pouring down, and I can't see past what's in front of me.
So you really grew up in Maine and have an amazing testimony of being a drug addict, and then all that conspired. Just so looking to hearing how God has transformed your life. So before we start talking about your music and you coming here to Connecticut, just give us a small background of you.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on so much. I appreciate Unspoken appreciates so much what you guys get to do and be a part of the airwaves and bring in good news and all of that. But I grew up in a small town in Maine, a coastal town outside of Bar Harbor, and my parents loved the Lord. I'm one of five. They brought us to church. They taught us about Jesus. I knew all the stories. I believed in God 100%. In my early 20s, I never really had a real relationship, like a consistent relationship with God in my life. And so in my early 20s, I was kind of like, my foundation was built on like something that wasn't solid, and so I got into using drugs and all of that kind of stuff. And life took a pretty dark turn, but the Lord reached down and picked me out. The crazy thing is that when I go back to look at my life, God was always with me. And that is something, in all those seasons and all those places, like, there was always like somebody, praying for me or giving me some encouragement or reminding me that God loved me or whatever, whether it was working at Abercrombie and Fitch or whether it was playing pickup basketball somewhere. It's crazy how God works.
Absolutely. So how did the music and the passion, how did that all transpire? Tell us about that, how the music got started.
To get sober, I basically went to the Dominican Republic, and what was a random thing. There was a missionary that had come to my local church, and through a series of events, I basically ended up calling him and saying, hey, could I come and hang out with you? And so I went to the Dominican Republic for 2 months, and it was kind of my way of trying to get sober and trying to have my life turn around. And because I grew up in the church and all of that, I was, I believed in God, and I believed that God would meet me. And so I did what I thought I did what I could, which was kind of walk through this door that I felt like God kind of opened for me. While I got there, I met a guitar player who was a Dominican kid. He had just gotten saved, and God opened some crazy doors and different things happened, and we decided that we wanted to use music to tell people what God had done for us. And so he moved back to the States with me, and we started traveling around from coffee houses to open mic nights, New York City subways, college campuses, uninvited, church groups, anywhere we could, set up, play, and tell people, what Jesus has done in our lives.
Awesome. So tell us about some of the big events and venues that you had played on.
First of all, it's been amazing to be on the radio and all of the different places, we've been to Brazil, we've been to the Faroe Islands, which is basically, we've been to Romania, we just played the Red Rocks here in the States in Colorado. We played where the Minnesota Timberwolves have played. We played all sorts of places. It's been wild, a wild ride.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. So, and one of your songs, we'll talk about the music and the songs. God Help Me. What were you, obviously it's pretty clear, but when you were writing it and the lyrics, what was going through your mind?
Well, the funny thing is, it is the prayer that I prayed 20 years ago when I was trying to get sober. Wow. On my way to the Dominican Republic from Boston, Massachusetts, from Logan Airport down to the Dominican, I just prayed on the plane, God help me.
There's one name I call one prayer that I pray. God help me now. Feels like there's no way out.
And then this song released, and it wasn't meant to, but it just happened to be. I think it was a God thing. It released one day before my 20th year anniversary of sobriety. And so, they released a song that was this prayer that I prayed 20 years ago. The simple prayer of everybody's had those moments where they've done everything they can. They've prayed all the words they can. They've come before God and offered all these different things up and, asking him for help and trying to figure it out. But then you get to a point where there's nothing you can do but just, God, just help me. And so it was just kind of a song that, we put together and thought that it would, it meant something to us because we prayed those prayers, whether we couldn't pay our bills or, our kids were, something was happening or whatever, where we didn't feel like we had any control or any power or anything, but we serve one that does. And so we just plead his mercy, So that's really just a song of just crying out to God.
So what would you say is one of your biggest hits that's on the radio now that's kind of really popular?
I would say that Start a Fire, a song, Reason, You've Always Been, Good Fight. I mean, we've had probably 10 or 12 songs on the radio, but those are probably our bigger ones.
Do you have a favorite song and why?
Songs are kind of like kids. You love them all, but you might favor one over another based on, what's going on in life. It's terrible to say, but it's sort of true. If one's acting a fool, you might favor being around another one. But, they're all important to us. It just depends on what season of life we're in. Are we in a joyful kind of season where we just need to be lifted up? And, there's songs for that. And if it's a song of, surrender, there's songs for that. There's all sorts of, I love the songs for different reasons.
Yeah, I'm looking here at one of the songs, Just Give Me Jesus.
And I think, we were going through a deep season of anxiety in our lives and realizing that, it doesn't matter what we have. If we don't have God in our lives, what does it matter? It just kind of coming to that. That was just a song that was like, God, I just need you more than I need anything else. We come to those moments in our lives where God won't let us be satisfied by lesser things. He wants us to run to him and find our hope and purpose and peace in him. So, yeah, that song's super special, too. That was the lead-off song of our most recent record. And so now we're working on new music, and that's all been fun. And we just came out with a song with a big-time country artist named Walker Hayes. And so, there's been some cool doors that have opened.
Well, if you're just tuning in right now, I'm speaking to Chad Matson from the group Unspoken, and he'll be coming here to Connecticut at the Union Church October 1st at 7 p.m. Chad, we're so excited for you and your group to come in here in Connecticut. I know you haven't been here in a long time. Is that true?
We try to make it up to the Northeast as much as possible because we are from the Northeast.
Yes.
We are from New England.
Yes.
And so, we have a lot of fond memories in Connecticut. I mean, we played a lot in Hartford and Euconsville and Danbury and, but so much. We played so much in Connecticut. So it's going to be special for us to come back. And we're hoping that, even though it happens to be unspoken, what we're hoping is that people will come out to support Christian music events in the Northeast so that people will continue to come so we can give the opportunity to praise together and to just experience God together and have fun.
Any other closing details you would like to convey?
We got a great show planned. We really do. It's going to be fun and meaningful. It's going to be something for all ages, all races, all, denominations, even non-saved. Come. You're going to hear a mighty story about a mighty God that loves you. So it's, we're just excited. It's going to be, we got production value and video walls and lights, and I'm really looking forward to coming. We look forward to seeing each one of you there.
Any songs that you have special plan or just whatever the Holy Spirit leads you to do?
I mean, we definitely have a plan. We do have a moment in our set, and I don't want to give too much away, that we take requests.
God help me now. Feels like there's no
Once again on the broadcast, you heard from Unspoken and the band made up of Chad Matson. He's on vocals, letting you know they'll be here in Connecticut for a free concert at the Union Church in Rockville. That's Sunday, October 1st at 7 p.m. For more details, give us a call. 860-346-1049 is our phone number. I'm Anissa Porticelli for News and Public Affairs.